Tired of the same old radio talk show? There is an alternative. This is Gonzo Radio.
I just can't wait to get at you. Welcome to another episode of the Gonzo Radio Show. Hi, how you doing? I'm Big Daddy Gonzo. Hope you guys are all ready for some fun, for some saltiness, for some hilarity, for some fun. It's going to be a fun night. What other night could suicide possibly be fun? Suicide's not a funny thing. Well, if it's not a child molester, it's not a funny thing, But anyway, well, that's to come. That's a teaser for RUFKM coming up. And it's a heartfelt tribute. You're going to really, really enjoy it. But I'm very excited tonight because seated across from me, perfectly framed. This guy is such a consummate pro. He even knew where the good frame point was. Where right is just boom. I was like, could you move? He goes, here. And I said, yes, there. Mr. Richy Leis.
Thanks for having me.
Hey. Welcome, old friend. I hate it when you call me your old friend. I've known you a long time, but I'm not old. I mean, for God's sake.
Well, you're not young. I'm not going to say a young friend. How old are you? Can I ask? Is it impolite to ask a lady?
104.
104. You don't look like a day under that.
Yeah, no, you see, these are 53-year-old bags.
Oh, you can't even see the bags. Glasses are good, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of work involved to get this to, actually like look presentable out here.
You always look good. You always look healthy. You always look awake, alert.
You missed me on a few good times. I'll tell you it's bad when people that you work with in a strip club, some of whom are actual like hard drinkers and hard partiers, and they're telling you, dude, those dark circles under your eyes, you got to do something about that.
You could use some of that cucumber. Right? You're going to the gym. The cucumber body lotion they use under your eyes.
No, they were genuinely concerned. It's creepy that way. But enough about me. We're here to talk about
concerned strippers. It's a oxymoron.
Hey, they worry after Big Daddy. Okay, I mean, otherwise,
they got to take care of you.
Strippers are horrible. Oh my god! but
thanks for bringing them all here tonight. They're all out in the.
Yes, they're in the green room right now.
Green room.
I mean, they're just waiting right outside that door, right over there. That's what a few people are starting to think, because I kind of changed the format around a little bit.
Yeah,
more of a one-on-one, and make the guest part of the show and condense it a little bit instead of doing an hour and a half extravaganza with 5 segments and 3 reads and all of this stuff. Because believe me, it was fun. It was all right. But it was just too much.
It's a lot of content.
It got chaotic.
Yeah.
And we know people have a short-term attention span, like this. So,
yep.
We got to make it fun. So we have an interesting person like yourself, or another artist of some sort. I've had musicians, I've had actors, stage actors, DJs like myself, DJs that actually play in clubs and get paid to produce music.
Nice.
And so I'm kind of spreading it out, and I'm like, God damn, I know.
You're like the Tiesto of Boca.
The who?
Tiesto of Boca, isn't that his name?
Tiesto of Boca. No, not even close. Listen, I don't even call myself a DJ. I'm an MC. I am the master of that ceremony. Okay, I am the announcer, and I happen to play music on a computer.
Okay.
And I keep the music going. Sometimes I beat match just because I'm bored. It's like, okay, everything went all right. That's
you really get into it, huh?
And sometimes, the vapes help, but sometimes,
sure,
sometimes you got to love your job to do it. Like, and I mean, I'm spoiled. I love it. It's great. I'm having a great time. But enough about me. How about you? Stop deflecting. You're deflecting. This isn't therapy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm interested. It's not.
Listen, I want to know, are you now truly bicoastal?
Amongst other bis, I'm also bicoastal. Yeah, I've been bicoastal for a year now.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, but you've been bicoastal and busy.
Yeah.
Okay, because it's taken me 2 months to get you in here, and I mean, I see you at comedy shows, and you're like, "Wow, I'd really like to be on your show."
Yeah,
and I'm like, "It's on a Monday night." Shit, what Monday night? August? Is August good?
Are we in August?
Here we are. It's August, bro.
I know. It's really already January.
To your word.
Yeah.
You are.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
And it's my pleasure. You're close to legendary status now in South Florida as far as comedy's concerned.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to die to get that status, which shouldn't be too far off as far as everything's. Don't get too concerned. You look very concerned.
You've done time in Hollywood. You've been productive out there.
Yeah, I'm still out there in Los Angeles, Hollywood, Los Angeles, California.
Right. They didn't kick you back to us. There's just there's jobs here and you have family here, so it's like, okay, I'll be bicoastal.
I'd prefer this at this stage of my life. I really want to spend my time with people that I love.
Right on.
And my family. I mean, not that I don't love my family, but you know what I mean. And really, it's forced me to be more specific with my time, like very specific with my time. Is that before it's kind of like, oh, I've got a week to do stuff,
right?
And now I have one day to get something done and move on to the next day, which is so important, especially in a comedy, because you can go days without. I'll send that person an email tomorrow or the next day, but I don't have that time anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm running out of fuck around time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I call it, fuck around time, where you can sit there and drink your coffee and have your morning constitutional and watch your programs and.
Yeah. Right.
And no,
I do meditate every morning for 10 minutes before I do anything else. I wake up and I don't do anything for 10 minutes. I lay there and I blank myself out.
Oh.
And I just concentrate on having no stress. So it's like every time that you get to the point where your mind isn't blank, which happens about every 7 seconds, then I tell myself, okay, stop, go blank again. Right? So it's that kind of meditation. And
it's like a reboot.
It is. It's a morning. It's a before I have to reboot. Because I used to wake up and roll over and look at my emails immediately and look at social media. And the first thing that does is allow everyone else's input to change your day.
Yeah.
And you haven't even started, right?
No, it's like wake and bake.
Yeah.
There's the
which I love, don't get me wrong.
You lose the benefits of it, though, when you share it, if you will.
Right. Yes, I get that.
You don't get high off of other people's supply. As simple as that. Stay in your own yard, especially early in the morning, and get yourself going in a direction before you let the wind blow you either way, or at least rattle you. Yeah, that's for sure. I stretch. I have to. There's like creaking noises. It sounds like a Publix chicken being pulled apart.
Why'd you have to go with Publix? Publix sounds good and tastes good, too.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you can just call me a roasted chicken at that point. But yeah, and there has to be a reset. I'm a slow riser. It'll take me.
No, it takes me a while.
45 minutes to get going, and I got to have at least one gigantic cup of coffee like this one right here.
No caffeine.
No, how?
I don't like.
How do you live?
I don't like it. I like to not have those jitters. Yeah, it's weird. It's nice. I drank a pot of coffee, 2 pots of coffee in high school one time, staying up for a test. It's a study,
Yikes.
And I crashed hard.
You're doing it wrong.
I've never liked caffeine in my system since then. Even like soda, I don't really like the caffeine part.
Yeah, it's like overdosing. Oh, there you go. I'm checking into the chat room. I'm checking with people. I'm keeping the camera on you while I fuck with the phone.
Cool.
Just to check in with my people. But fuck it here. I'll look down. I'll take the hit for the team. But yeah, just checking on the chat room. Hi everybody. How you doing? Hey, well, of course there's Mike J and
hey Mike J.
Michael J. Michael Bigley. And wow, a whole bunch of regulars. Hi guys. How you doing? Good to see you. I'm not seeing Lisa or Pete. But they'll probably be along shortly anyway. And hopefully Kevin can marshal the strength to check in.
I'm trying to figure out how to share this thing.
Share it. Let's see. Hit the little share, the little bent share arrow, and it'll give you options.
Here we go. Share it.
I copied a clipboard and then go to wherever I'm going to go and share it and paste it over there.
Good idea. Copy. Go clipboard.
Social media 101, folks, here on the Gonzo Radio
I need it.
Show.
I need it. I don't have a significant other taking care of my stuff.
Well, neither do I. I had to step through that field of rakes myself and get whacked in the face a few times. But you gonna learn.
Yeah.
Oh, you gonna learn. The benefits of it. It's basically, dude. You have to learn how to tame the beast and make the beast do what you want it to do. You know, it's kind of like the concept of you're a stagecoach driver. You can't just sit up there and grab the reins and go, yeah. And now what? You know, it's just like, where do you go from there? And it's
the word "woe" comes to mind.
Right. Well, social media is a many tentacled beast, brother. There's a lot to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and a lot of
now
lot
I
of
just
comics
learned how
are
to
making
share YouTube.
There you go.
YouTube
and a lot of comics are making themselves famous on both Instagram.
I talk to people that get power positions in comedy, and because I'm not in them, I'm looking to get successful,
right,
or to be more successful, and so I've been working really hard on just like having a night, like a good a late night TV set that I can submit.
Oh, right.
And the people that I've constantly going to for advice and assistance, they're like, just go online and do as much content as you can. Just try to build up. And so I started my own YouTube, which at Richy Leis, and I have
RICHY
LEIS, and I do a series called Bathroom Beatbox, where I go. I
saw that clip.
I go in. There's a bunch of them. There's a million.
Yeah,
I go into bathrooms.
I saw the one you just posted recently. So
I go into bathrooms
Funny
and surprise
stuff.
people when I start beatboxing and see what their response is. Some people just stare at me, and then some people get it and they start doing stuff. So there's a couple. There's one up there. I surprised Martin Morrow from Last Comic Standing. That was a fun one. I've got one coming up in. It'll be posted in about 2 months. Actually, is me and Andy Dick.
Oh, no.
And
I'm thinking Andy Dick freestyled. I'm going to say Andy Dick awkward freestyled. Hi, my name is Andy Dick, and I like that. Yeah, I can just see.
You'll find out.
You'll
find out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to do one before we leave here.
Oh,
we'll do one in the bathroom before we leave.
Oh, is my bathroom clean?
Makes it even funnier.
I was going to say, on the break, I got to go really, really quick. Okay, so you are now bicoastal.
I am bicoastal.
You are now regularly gracing our stages here in South Florida and West Florida.
About a month and a half on each coast at a time. This time I'm 3 months on the East Coast and then 2 months on the West Coast. So I'll be back in LA doing shows. I'm in Reno the first week of September. Then I'll be in Philly and New York for the rest of September, October, and then coming back to Florida, I'll be in the Flamingo Comedy Festival, which is the first big Boca Raton comedy festival, and that's going to be October 19th to the 26th, and then I go to Los Angeles, and I'll be there between there and San Diego and a couple other places for November, December.
Do you represent yourself?
I do.
You book yourself?
Yeah.
You do all your own booking and really?
Yeah.
Full-time fucking job, buddy. Good job by you. I mean, seriously, you making a career out of it. Fuck it, it's a career.
Yeah,
I mean, we've only been doing this for a million years.
Yeah, I hope someday that I'm at that level where I can afford to have an agent or a manager take 10%. Right?
Yeah, because you do the math, and the math is pretty good.
Yeah.
But then you go minus 10%. No, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
I can do the paperwork.
Plus, for that small amount of money, they don't want to. You got to be making enough for them to make like $100,000 for it to be really worth it, right?
Yeah, right. Because they want to make money off
10%
of
that.
sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you keep your 10%. Though. You're doing a great job.
I'll keep that $10.
You're all over the place, though. It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part of the reason why I snapped you up when I could.
I love working. That's how you get better, and I'll work till it's different for me than other people. Other people have like natural ability. I have to work really hard to get one joke to work. I mean, I've been doing this for 18 years.
Yeah,
and it's not easy. That's the thing for me. Some people it comes to them so easily.
Yeah. Well, listen. I have a jokey style, and I've gotten on stage before, but it's a lot of fucking work. I'm right there with you. It's a ton of work.
Yeah.
And it's just like it's tough to balance the time between producing this and working my other job and all that other stuff. And it's like, but you make me feel lazy. You make me feel lazy because you're lazy. Well, I mean, you work what, 320 nights a year?
Yeah, I don't take a night off. If I take a night off to do something else, then I spend time during that day going over what I would have that night. So
You're
I just
just
definitely,
on.
yeah, I can't take a day off. That's when you, that's when I start losing steam, is when you take a day or two off here and there. I mean, even when, like, my vacations are planned around, hopefully I'll perform.
Huh.
You know?
Working vacations.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I can afford to do them as well, right? To do a vacation like when I go to Reno. I mean, I'll just take it easy. I'll spend a couple days not working and just hanging out, right? I'll go visit some sites rather than it takes all day working online to book yourself.
Yeah.
You have to be 6 months to a year ahead.
Oh, yeah.
And then on top of that, I teach so much stand-up. I have so many students
Right.
that are always sending me jokes to be edited and work on their videos, their stage performance, that I have several emails every day of editing and writing to do for other people on top of my own. But that's what pays the bills.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's a huge right-on, especially that is paying the bills. It's, it's a career, and you young comics out there, pay attention, listen, take notes.
People always, they go, because in comedy there's people who think that classes are just, it's so unnecessary. But those people, if they ever I've taken hundreds of classes, hundreds of workshops. I want to know as much as I can.
Right.
See, it's not like, a lot of people go, oh, it's just a natural ability. Not for me, it isn't. I work fucking hard.
I took Mike Panzica's class. Okay. I did a couple open mics before I did Mike's class.
Yeah.
And then after I did Mike's class, I did a couple of more open mics where it was just like, oh, okay, this is more like a skill now. Where before I was just on the mic swinging, and Mike kind of teaches you how to box.
Yeah.
And I did it because I wanted to go through the process and open up my creative side for this.
Oh, yeah. I have tons of students who will never be comedians, stand-up comedians.
Right.
But they want to use it in whatever else their life. Like, I have students who have written books, who are going on book tours and do public speaking. I have doctors who want to be able to speak. I have attorneys who want to not have a rigid edge.
Sketch writers, okay, TV writers.
So many of my friends in
screenplayers.
LA are write for TV, and
of course. So
they're
that's where it is.
literally going out every night and trying the jokes to see how they actually sound, so you can get in that form. Because it's one thing to write a joke; it's another thing to actually perform it and see what the feedback is. Right. Because writing for someone else, I actually find it easier for me. I can rip out 40 pages for a person in a week rather than would take me a couple good weeks to get a couple good jokes for myself really down.
Right, and that's also the reason why out in LA you see so many improv troupes or improv theaters, because it's not just set up punch, shift topic, all of just the regular stand-up routine. It's also sketch. It's also full plays, full 3-act plays, things like that.
In Los Angeles. You could walk down the street and hit like 17 theaters, like within 2 blocks. It is crazy.
Yeah, and people are like, you should go to LA, Gonzo. I'm like, why? To spend all my money going to see all these shows and all these comics and all because I love sketch comedy and I love improv and stuff like that. When we hit Chicago. You hit the Second City. That was a riot.
A very good friend of mine, Winters, is one of the managers at Second City, LA.
Oh, and Chicago is a riot.
Yeah,
an absolute riot. I've seen improv down here before and everything like that, but these were guys.
Chicago
and girls.
is something different. That history, that political history.
But
that's
such a sharp
different.
crew, though. They had such a sharp crew. Oh, such a sharp
Bill
crew.
Murray
and their guests.
Second
Well,
City?
that's where all the legends come from.
Yeah.
But that's because their standard is so high. So, these are kids that have been out working, commercials. These are kids that have been out working on stages and been working on the drama stage and play stages. You could tell every one of them had a huge stage presence. So it was like. This is a pro show. All right.
I have my background. I've been acting since I was 6 years old in theater, in shows, and then music. I started just playing around with the piano at like 7. I started getting lessons. Nothing really stuck, but I've played most instruments, and was in theater my entire life. Background in improv. I started the Walnut Street Theater in Philly. It's a beautiful old theater, and I am lucky that I have that background. When I started stand up, when I started getting paid, let me take it back. When I started featuring on the road,
Right.
Little crappy comedy clubs, but they were great, and I still love them. But you have to do 25 minutes to a half hour, and I had maybe 6-7 minutes of material tops, and that's written jokes.
Oh.
And so I would do, because of my background in improv, I would do 3 minutes of my jokes and then 25 minutes of just crowd work and improv, and then 3 minutes closing. And I was getting paid, featuring on the road. It was great. And people thought I had it all scripted.
You were making a living by doing 25 minutes of improv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounded like stand up.
Wait, you were making everybody laugh.
Yeah.
You make them laugh. Guess what? It's stand up. You're standing up there. You're making them
bring
laugh.
you back.
That's it. Those are the two principles of it. I need you to stand on this stage with everybody paying attention to you and make them laugh.
Yeah.
Okay. It's stand up. Look at Andy Kaufman.
Yeah.
Look at Andy Kaufman. That everybody argues with me that wasn't stand up. I'm like,
there's a guy, one of my favorite performers of all time, reminds me of that, but not that extreme. It's a different thing. It's all originals. Chris Fairbanks. You got to look him up. The guy is just brilliantly hilarious. Literally, you can't breathe if he's doing an hour, if he's doing 10 minutes. That whatever time he's on stage, you are just.
Are we talking music?
He's stand up.
Yeah,
but it's not premise punchline. It's not like me or it's just. It's hard to explain. Yeah, but
long form storytelling.
Yes, but every 5 seconds you're laughing at another part of his joke. It's
he gets tangential too, doesn't he? Just goes off.
Yes,
and then comes back over here.
It's amazing the callbacks and circles that he makes every 5 seconds to 10 minutes, and you're like, oh god, when you see brilliance before it's worldwide, it's pretty neat.
And how about a running gag through the whole show too?
Yeah, kind of. But it just seems so natural. It doesn't. There's no gaggy about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
See, you're making me want to come out to LA.
Oh yeah, please. Always. I always tell everyone, come on out. Let's spend some time. Yeah, the best nights are Monday through Thursday.
Yeah, well, I would be strictly tourist business out there. I'd be like, okay, we got to go see at least a show a night. Yeah. If not a show.
Monday through Thursday, all the shows are free too. I mean, primarily the great ones.
Oh, outstanding.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite fee. That's
yeah. I've every night that after a show or a night that I don't have something, I go see amazing performers.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to, but I mean now. The other bicoastals we have is Casey Conley is bicoastal.
No, she lives here.
She lives here full time now. Yeah. We know Lindsay Glazer is bicoastal.
Okay.
Yeah, she goes back and forth all the time, and
Forrest Shaw is pretty bicoastal.
Yeah.
Cisco Duran is bicoastal. Gene Harding is pretty bicoastal now. There's a lot of guys. I mean, there's the whole New York scene, which is really what I'm working on getting into. Oh. So I'm going to start spending a lot more time in New York.
And you'll be tri-coastal.
Yeah. I'll try any coast.
Come on. When you tell, let me ask you a question, okay? Mm-hmm. When you tell people you're from South Florida.
But I'm not from South Florida.
Okay, but okay, where are you from?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I always tell people I'm originally from Philadelphia. So I lived down here for about 10 years. And my brother has lived down here for about 20 years with my mom. Or my mom and my brother have lived down here for about 20 years. So half my family was up north, half of them were down here. So I spent most of my adult comedy life down here from when I was like 26 to...
Right.
25, 26 to about 7 years ago.
Oh. Well, there you have the chronology. Okay, so you don't own being from South Florida, which it's okay because people look at you funny if they say you live in South
definitely
Florida.
represent the South Florida comedy scene for
right.
sure. That's most of my close comedy friends are from this area.
Right.
And that's the common bond for sure. Because when I was in Philly doing stand-up, it was tough. There was not many rooms. and it was mostly poetry nights and karaoke nights that I would get on stage.
And
Now
and
it's
Philly's not a very funny town.
Philly is now great. There's 2 huge comedy clubs. There's 2 other small comedy clubs. There's a bunch of single one-nighters at all these different bars and cafes. It's actually right now is a great place for comedy. Not as great as South Florida. South Florida is great.
South Florida, you can hit 4 mics in a night.
On a
Especially
Monday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's what you're doing right after this, right?
Yeah.
the minute you were like, okay, I got to be out here by 9:15. I was like, oh, you'll be out of here by 9:15. And the first thing that came to mind, he's got a mic. Where are you going, backstage?
I have to look at the list.
He's got a list.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's expedite the process then, shall we? And let's get the
Does anyone have any questions?
Well, we'll get to their questions in a minute. After the break, there will be questions. Right now, we have our, shall we say, our feature, our opening salvo, and it's the RUFKM.
Are you fucking kidding
RUFKM?
Are you
fucking kidding me?
Oh, we got a good one for you. Oh, this is great. Now, a few weeks ago, we covered actually a month ago now, the arrest of Jeffrey Epstein on more sex offense charges. He had already been previously convicted back in 2008 of.
All these Jews are killing it. First Weinstein, now Epstein.
A bunch of savages.
Ugh,
Man.
their bubbies would be up turning in their graves.
Oh, it's ridiculous. But they
come on, Jews, let's do better. Come on.
It's like come on. Okay, so in 2008 he was convicted of paying a minor girl, 14 years old, paid her for sex. Busted.
Awful. Yeah.
You're an RSO. You're like damn near a billionaire, but you're an RSO. You're a registered sex offender. So you have to go tell the mansion next to you over here and the mansion next to you over there, look who's here.
Yeah. BTW.
So, yeah, exactly. By the way, hide your kids. You got any teenage daughters? Yeah, hide them and their friends.
Ding dong.
Yeah.
Are your parents here? No?
No. It's like, Captain Creepy got busted again, and he was sent to prison where he started to la 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 la. He started to sing. That's what I think it is that happened. He started to sing.
You think that's what happened? I mean, anyone in that position that goes into jail is not going to last 24 hours.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the official text on it. It's Epstein was found dead on Saturday, which was kind of the news 48 hours ago. Apparently, having hanged himself in his cell at the Metropolitan Correction Center in Lower Manhattan. Nice neighborhood. The 66-year-old was arrested on July 6th and pled not guilty to federal charges of sex trafficking involving dozens of underage girls as young as 14. That's some like Saudi Arabian, third world country type of stuff. Trade them for a goat stuff.
Yeah.
And and he was getting away with it. Now,
he was getting away with it.
Right. The Attorney General, Barr, he is warning that any other people that are implicated should not rest easy now that he's dead, because he is now taking a personal interest in the case, and he's after people. I think he's after Bill Clinton. I really am, which is really strange because...
I mean, what about Trump's involvement?
You would figure he would have a bit of an interest as well. He's even more directly implicated than Bill Clinton is. I mean, he really is. I mean, they were all buddies.
Yeah.
Okay, this was the rich guys banging young chicks clique.
Ugh.
Okay, simple as that. I know. Look at the face. Wait, go back. Get to the face again.
So gross, right?
Listen, we're technically middle-aged dudes. All right.
Oh yeah,
I
middle-aged white guy,
and because of what I do for a living, I have a proclivity. I tend to drift towards younger women half my age, That's what I work with. I work with a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I've improved my Spanish so that I can communicate with a lot of them as well. It turns out a lot of them speak English. They go, I can speak English. I love doing that.
Yeah,
That's
but if you
great.
can roll your R's.
Yeah, but oh yeah, and the poppy thing, I'm done.
Yeah, I'm not into heroin, but
I've been getting poppy since the '80s. So.
Oh, I thought you meant you were doing heroin.
No, poppy
Okay.
as in poppy.
Not poppy
I
seeds.
said no, poppy, no,
Not poppy
or
plant.
yes, poppy, see. Yeah, no, it's no. Why is everything drugs with you? My God.
Yeah, you got to be careful nowadays. You look at the wrong person, the wrong time. They're gonna be like, "Look at this white guy."
Right. Well, speaking of poppy, but. There's a the conspiracy nuts have come out of the woodwork, of course. Every time somebody who is connected to the Clintons in any way, shape, or form, when they commit suicide, it's immediately them.
Right.
They did it. It's another one down. And you know what's really funny, though? They've got a case.
Yeah.
The nuts have a case. They really do. Mm-hmm. They do have a case. They have a case in as much as all of these can't be a coincidence. There's a stack of bodies. I mean, there's a stack of bodies this high, going way back to the 80s in Arkansas.
With Peterson, was it just that, or were there murders, or was it against people's will? I'm kind of confused. I never really looked into it much.
Okay, well, with Epstein,
like the fact that justice is being
you're talking about the Hillary Clinton thing.
No, not the Hillary Clinton, just the Epstein.
The Epstein thing. Okay, well, the Epstein thing is a matter of he, by association, implicates the president and the former president.
Right.
Along with a few other celebrities and a few other, I believe Prince William as well. Yeah, which is the reason why, and you'll see that as part of our tribute that we've got coming up here. We have a tribute to Mr. Epstein, and you know what? Actually, why don't we roll that tribute right now, and then we'll take it to the break, and we will come back with the 7 deadly questions, which
yes,
is going to be a whole lot of fun. Yes, it burns. All right, we're gonna take you to the tribute, and we'll take you to the break, and we'll be right back with more Gonzo Radio Show right after this.
Gonzo Radio.
Oh, you betcha. That was fun, wasn't it? Come on. I mean, that was sincere. That was heartfelt. That was really, really like, me being emotionally and artistic about the whole situation.
All those pictures of Hillary made me really sexually charged.
I was wondering where your other hand was, but I didn't let you. You're a guest. But I was almost like, you need a tissue? You all right over there? Why are you breathing so hard anyway?
Are those happy tissues or sad tissues?
Oh, God. As long as they're moisturized around the eyes. Oh, my God. So, yeah, I've become a bit of a meme addict. From what I understand, this is also something, a social media dysfunction for middle-aged bald dudes. So I don't know. Do you have a meme dysfunction, or you don't
No,
give a shit?
I appreciate them. I've tried to write a bunch of memes, and it never goes well because it's not really me writing memes. It's just me putting a joke on a picture. It doesn't really work. But I do appreciate them when they're good.
Yeah. Oh no. They're legitimate material.
Oh yeah.
They're legitimate material. I mean, we're talking about a medium where it's visual and you got to read.
Yeah.
And it challenges even the dumbest of us that like to look at pictures.
Well, closed captions really come because of YouTube and everything.
Right.
In comedy, closed caption is huge now.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah. Everything I follow. God, Comedy Central.
I actually have always watched TV with the captions on because I prefer to, that's how I get to write, I get better at writing is by watching how other people do it, by watching the captions. I'm dyslexic, so I need to see and hear things at the same time mostly.
Okay, and that's good. That's good association. That's like how I tell people who speak Spanish and need to learn English. I tell them to watch the American news, watch Noticias Americana, because you will see what's happening, and you'll be able to associate the words with the video, and you catch on quicker. I mean, that's how I caught on quick. I watched Spanish news. I can understand the weather in Spanish, so it's okay, And don't act like you're gonna start throwing around Mexican.
Muy bien.
Yeah, well, hey, L.A., you gonna throw around some Mexican Spanish?
No, yeah, I do. It's burrito, pollo burrito.
Pollo and burrito. We do that over here too. It's okay. See now
but
that I found out you're not a native.
The Mexican food here does not compare to there.
No,
just like Cuban there does not compare. Actually, there's one Cuban place that's my favorite. It's in L.A. and it's called Mambo's. It's between Burbank and Glendale.
Well, I've had Mexican food in San Diego and Las Vegas.
San Diego,
and it is it's not different. It's just better.
It's just amazing.
It's better because it's made by real Mexicans.
It always disturbs me that people in LA, I'll see them drive into the Taco Bell or Del Taco, and there will be a food truck on the street in front of those places. And I'm like, what is the matter with you? Why are you going to go get that crap?
Because they don't have to get out of their car.
Oh, but it's a world of difference. It's so much better.
Well, I think that the food truck that will be able to kill it the best would be a food truck that is a drive-through food truck.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Serious business, a drive-through.
They should have
truck.
both sides there. Well, first walk up, and then the other side is on the street, and people could just pull up. Great idea.
Make it happen, L.A.
LA's the place it's going to happen.
All three people that are watching in LA right now, and they're three friends of yours. That's why they're watching it. Hi, LA, how you doing? Lindsay sometimes watches too. She doesn't like to admit it, but I know you're watching, Lindsay. Crazy person. So we've been having a good time here, and I'm glad I educated you on the Jeffery Epstein thing.
Yeah.
Because you look like a deer in the headlights when I told you. So we're going to talk about Jeffrey, and it's like a huge story. It is for the last 48 hours. I mean, the internet is exploding with it. Media, social media, everybody's exploding.
Well, it's horrific.
Yeah. Well, it's horrific.
It's kind of weird because there's 2 shootings last week, and people
and suddenly we're forgetting about those.
Yeah, we're totally moved on to something, but this guy's already dead.
Yeah, dead, gone, and like I said, the internet's exploding with it. All platforms. I mean, even like the kids on Twitch.
Yeah.
Okay, are they're making Jeffrey Epstein jokes about you dead like Epstein, stuff like that. So it's really something that's on fire. And yes, I I put it in there because it's trending, and yes, the hashtags will blow it up.
Yeah.
So it's a strategy.
Sure.
See, now you're learning another strategy about social media.
I know. I'm going to go put up a beatbox video with hashtag Jeff Epps.
Freestyle on it.
Yeah.
Freestyle on it. You know you want to freestyle something
I don't ever
on it.
freestyle, but maybe I will.
Maybe. He's in big trouble. And now I have video evidence of you drinking out of a Miami Dolphins glass. You are totally not a sports guy.
No, I used to be more of a sports guy. I used to work with a bunch of athletes when I was younger.
Right.
But I'm more Philadelphia sports. I don't follow anything right now, but I will always root for Philadelphia sports.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got a few reasons to cheer this year. You really do. I mean, besides the Eagles winning the Super Bowl a couple of years back,
Yeah.
you have a few reasons to cheer this year.
I'm looking forward to being back in Philly in September and trying to get some games.
Oh.
Basketball is my favorite, and I haven't followed in forever, which is really upsetting. When I was 13, I was actually
you've got
a
good young team.
ball boy for the Sixers.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, it's a birthday present I got, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's really, really tall people. Oh, my God. You were 6?
As
you
a
6?
No, I was 13.
13. Oh, you're
So
still.
at 13 years old, I saw all those guys in the locker room. So it was Manute Bull, Charles Barkley, Mike Jaminski, Rick Mahorn.
Human trees.
And they were all pretty much naked at one point. And as a 13-year-old Jewish boy, there's no living up to that.
Just don't let it hit you in the face.
It would hit me in the knee.
In the knee. Not on my arm. Yeah, it
was like the Amazon with vines just everywhere.
Everywhere. Don't swing from the vine. Don't swing. Put that down.
Thick vines.
Get your hand off that. Go wash your hand. Well, you've got a lot to celebrate actually in Philadelphia right now because you've got a good football team, you got a good basketball team, you got a good baseball team.
Yeah,
team,
I
and
mean,
you got a good hockey team.
Flyers are always great,
and you've got one of the best NCAA basketball teams. With Villanova.
Always, right?
Always.
Yeah.
That's always a great program.
I loved, so growing up, we had Villanova, St. Joe's, Temple. Yeah, so there was
they're still there. They didn't leave, but
they're
not as predominant as they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, actually, growing up, besides Villanova, St. Joe's was awful in growing up until I was like out of high school. Did they start picking up their game.
That's where the basketball players went when they actually wanted to go to school.
Yeah.
School's good for you. Yeah. And we won like 4 games this year. But I got a 4.1 grade point average. I'm on the dean's list.
Yeah.
Good for you. Hey, that's what college is for sometimes. Sometimes you actually have to go to college.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
Right, exactly. Me neither. A little bit, just a little. Nothing's. I don't have any fancy paperwork on the wall. So, I have to ask you the future.
Yeah.
What's the future hold for you right now?
Ooh, I'm trying. Not trying. I am.
You are doing.
I'm doing. I am.
You're a high achiever.
I'm wanting to tour, like really tour.
Right.
I want to work.
It already sounds like you're fucking touring.
I am, but I want to work at a higher level. I want to get some TV spots under my belt so I can raise my value.
Right on.
And really start making a difference. It's like when you're doing the smaller rooms, you kind of feel stifled because you're not getting your word and your jokes out to lots of people at one time, right? So
Right.
it's like it's difference between the B rooms or the C rooms and the A rooms is several hundred people,
Right.
And working regularly. Whereas I'm not putting down the bars and stuff that I work at. It's just not the most conducive. Like I'm forced quite often to work with the audience and have them dictate the show rather than me dictating what happens.
Right.
Because of that interference and lack of.
So you want to
professionalism.
maximize your exposure to your
Yeah,
material.
I want to. I have a company called Comic Cure, and I want to be able to do more with my ability. I want to be able to not only afford more financially, like my goal with comedy is to be able to set my family up, the people who've supported me my entire life,
Right.
and be able to take care of them so that they can focus on being happy and what they need to without stress of finances.
Right.
And when I come up to that level where I can be able to do that, I'm going to be helping out a lot more. Currently, my company and myself, I'm working with just over 300 nonprofits.
Right on.
And using comedy as the healing power of laughter is what I use personally. It's like
Plug that website.
comiccure.com, and we utilize the healing power of laughter to approach social causes and important issues that are concerning our friends, family, and communities. And that's what comedy is really huge now for, right? I mean, all the big names are coming back into comedy, which makes it harder for the younger guys, the smaller guys like myself to really come up. But
they're not going to work cheap.
sure.
Okay,
Yes.
not saying that you work cheap, but you're not demanding 15, 20, 25 grand a show.
Correct.
You're not demanding those kind of numbers. So they'll always look for a good comic.
But those guys, I mean, that's the thing is that they're selling those tickets. So
yeah,
it's worth it.
They are getting over, especially the guys who've been on TV.
Yeah, I mean Seinfeld, Adam Sandler,
Yeah, well, he's
Dave
doing
Chappelle.
stadiums, though. They're doing big rooms.
They're
doing,
also doing the small rooms. I'm in LA.
Oh,
You know, those guys. Adam Sandler did the Lab, which seats 80 people tops, and he did several shows there. You know, so it's like the places where you think you can get in, you're competing against the world's best, the top 50 comedians in the world. You know, God, the French-Israeli guy, he's huge. He's the French Seinfeld, basically.
Right.
You know, these guys are performing at the same places they were performing.
right. Lindsay told me, she says, yeah, sometimes you hit a room, then all of a sudden a monster will come in and just
Yeah,
that's
so
it,
I mean,
just
I feel like
hijack the show.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
And usually those guys will be like, all right, you know, they put you up right before them or right after them.
Right.
Which is awesome for you.
Right.
Like I've had those killer sets where I'll do, 10 minutes right after a huge name. There's a million times I've gone up, like after Bill Burr will come into a small mic type situation and he'll do 10, 15, 20 minutes and then I'll be up, or Whitney Cummings will come in and then I'll be up right after. I had to tell one time, this is before the accident, I was emceeing a show and after a 90-minute show, in walks two of the Wayans brothers. Whitney Cummings was there. I think it was Bill Burr, and then Tracy Morgan came in.
Mind if I get on your stage?
And I had to tell each of them that they had to limit their set to 8 minutes because of the timing of the night.
But they are pros, and they at least went, okay, sure, no problem.
So everyone was fine, and then I walk up, first time meeting Tracy Morgan, and I said, hey, Tracy, my name's Rich. Nice to meet you. I'm emceeing. And he goes, I know you. I've been watching. And I was like, oh, cool. And he's like, very funny. And then I go, I just have to let you know, I just told everyone else, because we're limited with time for the show, and you're welcome to stay for another show afterwards and do whatever time you want. But for this show, just running late, so everyone's going to just do 8 minutes. He goes, I'm going to do 3. And he got up on stage and did 4 minutes destroying this room. It was like the funniest thing ever. And he goes, thank you, and puts the microphone down on the couch on the stage and just walks off quietly. And the place had just erupted in laughter. So it was like no one even realized he had gotten off stage.
He just walked away.
Yeah, I mean, I was right there. I couldn't believe he actually just did like 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah, and he left dead bodies in the aisles.
So the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very fortunate to open for some killers. Dana Carvey, Damon Wayans. I mean, it's nuts.
Dana Carvey could just go for an hour. Just with
He would literally. It was called Workout with Dana Carvey, and I got to host the pilot taping of his TV show. But he would literally he rips out the pages of his notes, and he gives them to different audience members and says, pass them around. And he goes, just pick a word off that page and I'll work on that joke. And literally people are just choosing the jokes that he's working on. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, he's one of the longtime geniuses.
Yeah.
You know, his writing was very, very underappreciated. You know, his contributions were very underappreciated, but I mean,
if you go back and listen to some of his interviews and some of the, there's different documentaries and stuff that talk about him, like shows. There's a lot of struggle that he had, but he kind of overcame everything. I mean, he'll tell you personally that he was always a family man.
Right.
So everything was earlier. His shows, he would do a 7:00 show and be home by 9:30. So he could raise his kids.
Right. Well, I heard about that, and that's part of the reason why he didn't do a whole bunch of movies.
Yeah.
And partly because he didn't want to be away from his family, which I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
if you're good with your money, you make a lot of money doing what you're doing. If you're good with your money, you're not going to be living, like a baller or anything like that.
That guy's got more money than God.
Right.
Yeah.
And they drive minivans, and their kids go to public school probably.
Well, no, but yeah, very humble.
No, but
His kids are super cool. They do stand up too.
oh, okay.
His nephew is one of my best friends now.
But I bet you they did not live high on the hog.
No.
No.
They're very humble people, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I said, next time you see him, ask him, did you go to public school?
They didn't.
They didn't?
No.
They
went to like a charter school in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. Fine. There, you just totally blew my own edge. Okay,
But
well,
very sweet people.
I totally believe it. I really do, because I mean, every piece of feedback, anybody who's ever met Dana Carvey rants and raves about how sweet he is.
Yeah, his stories, I could literally just listen to him talking in the green room like for the rest of my life.
Right. Well, I saw he did a show at the Hard Rock. This was about 4 years ago, and he was doing meet and greets 2.5 hours.
Oh,
I
wow.
mean, the 1,000 people lined up, and he saw every last fucking one of it, and he took time.
That's great.
And was cordial, and I'm sitting there, I'm watching him. I mean, he's like this little dude. He's like this little skinny dude,
Yeah.
you know, and
He's just like the characters.
right.
Yeah.
And he's being just totally, you know, the big guy. Hey, what's going on? You know, he's not being, you know, he's not Purelling his hand after every handshake.
Flip Schultz?
Yeah,
Flip Schultz got writing credit on the special, on Dana Carvey's
Oh,
special.
no shit.
Yeah.
Flip's just hugely talented guy.
Oh, yeah.
I really,
If you go
I
watch,
watch out for him.
If
all
you
the
go
time.
watch the Dana Carvey special,
Yeah.
knowing Flip, and now me telling you that he got writing credit,
Oh no,
you'll be able to watch it and see exactly
Yeah.
what jokes Flip was in on. It's really cool to see.
it's got to be a running series of one-liners. It's got to be. I mean, it's just
There's a lot. There's a lot there.
seeing Flip. Flip is old school good.
Yeah, Flip is fantastic.
Old school good. Yeah,
He's flipping good.
He's flipping good. Listen, I have not seen very many comics that do timing of the material.
Oh yeah,
Okay, timing of the material, and even if
Flip is epic.
Yeah, even if he gets you, he gets them rolling 3-4 at a time, and then instead of, you know, most comics will stop and let you finish, laughing. He'll let you laugh for about 10 seconds. Should have let you laugh for 30.
Yeah.
And go get a sip of water or something. It's almost like he's counting.
And now he's working at a level where I don't think he ever was before. He was always underrated in my eyes. Now he's finally starting to get the work that I think he's always deserved, which is great.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I want to see him on Comedy Central.
Yeah. Like every time he's got a good gig, he's upgraded and leveraging himself to a better gig, which is great.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, you and him and Allison Weber.
Yeah.
She's all
She's all working the cruises now like crazy too.
Yeah, and she's funny as hell.
Yeah.
I mean,
DirtyGuitarGirl.com.
Yeah.
I
Wait,
just
what was that site again?
Hers, I get it's DirtyGuitarGirl.com.
Dirty Guitar Girl. Actually, I think I've got that. I've got that inside. She's had that for a couple of years now too. Yeah, no, I'm sort of a little bit of a fanboy of hers. I've got some of her stuff, but
I want you to ask me the 7 deadly questions.
okay, yeah, because you got to get the hell out of here. You got to get the hell out of here eventually. All right, so the 7 days. Wait, I have a fancy intro for that. Hang on. Okay, 7 deadly questions. Because you got places to go and shit to do, and that's okay because so do I.
I mean, I could talk for
No,
days.
I know for days about Flip and Allison too.
They
okay.
were the first people, by the way, when I moved to Los Angeles, that came and greeted me and hooked me up with, you know, the stuff that you would need when you first moved to Los Angeles, and you know, had me for dinner. They were literally the first friends I saw when I moved to LA.
Right. Well, back when we were at Planet Platypus Radio, when we were doing that whole Gonzo Radio thing with them, they were super gracious.
Yeah.
Coming on the show, offering their material, like, oh, hey, go ahead, play that. That's
I think
awesome.
Flip and I did your guys' show
Yeah.
at the club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the big extravaganza thing. Yeah, no, you guys were awesome, and he was awesome, and those are going to be the first people I'd look up when.
That's funny. It sounds like
besides
it comes
you,
all
of
the
course.
way around like that. It's funny.
Well, it's because I've been around for forever, and people just bounce off me sometimes.
Good people tend to stay together.
Yeah, I remember them.
Yeah.
I tend to forget assholes,
Yeah.
which is a good, healthy thing. But
Until I see him again, I'm like, oh, I gotta walk away
God,
from
this
this guy.
asshole again. All right, well, most people say that about me. Question 1: lust.
Lust.
If you could have sex with any person, living or dead, man or woman, historical figure, anime figure, cartoon, whatever.
Okay, so There's
Indulge.
many. There's two that I'm going to say, and it's not in any specific order. One, now that you just said it could be anything, you expanded. So Jessica Rabbit, but to move past Jessica Rabbit into something that's more of a lifelong, almost reality, because it could happen, is Susan Sarandon.
Oh.
On so many different topics.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. We're talking Susan Sarandon and Bull Durham.
Susan Sarandon last night.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All of it. Okay, good one. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad that you
I wish I
agree.
had a bell for that one. Ding! It was a really good one. Okay.
I thought about that not just today.
Yeah, not just today. I just thought about that now. You think about that all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, gluttony. What's your favorite pig out food?
Oh man, there's so many, right? I mean, obviously it's like a top 50. But and I don't eat it anymore, but Oreos are so satisfying that I've had dreams about Oreos, woke up in the middle of the night and driven myself to the gas station just to get a sleeve of Oreos.
That's the addiction to processed sugar.
Oh yeah, and I am diabetic. So I no longer.
So you live dangerously.
No, I haven't in a very long time. But I do miss. I mean, I still have. I don't really crave. I guess I do crave sugar still, but like not like I crave the Oreo specifically.
Right.
And
well, I
all
remember
Oreos.
you used to be a fat guy like the rest of us.
I was still very fat.
Oh, stop it.
I just have a lot of weight. I still have a lot of weight to go, but I am down 35 pounds from my original.
Okay, you're LA fit. You're South Florida skinny, all right?
Yeah. South Florida skinny.
South Florida, you say flaco, Bobby. You're a flaco.
Yeah.
Okay? All right, number 3, greed. Besides money,
Right.
what is it that you have to have?
Attention.
Attention?
Yeah.
You attention whore.
But it's not in a way that I need attention in a room. It's that I prefer to be, the quiet, shy person in the corner because I have the confidence of when I get on stage, I'm going to have more attention than the people who are off stage who need that attention. Does that make sense?
Well, yeah, I've seen you do the blend into the corner thing.
Yeah.
I've seen you walk into the room, say hi to everybody, and then all of a sudden you go over and you get really quiet and you go stand in the shadows almost like fucking like a ninja, like Batman.
Yeah. I don't like that attention unless I want the attention.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they call your name. Oh, here we go. There's our feature, Richy Leis. And you come out and there was like, where the fuck was he the whole time?
Yep.
That's
part of my my act.
Club Ninja. Okay, so number 4,
Yeah.
sloth. What is it that you like to get out of doing?
Helping people move.
I
have not only do I have a bad back, but it's very personal.
I don't want to hold your stuff.
I've had women that I've started dating who wouldn't ask me to move because they know who I am.
Right.
And they're like, that's a little offensive to ask someone to help you move.
It's like, I want you to hold my bed. It's like, no.
Yeah.
I just bought a truck.
I pay people to do it when I need to move. Why can't you?
Right. And this is the second truck that I've owned, and the first truck that I owned for 14 years. I love trucks. And I try to at least buy a good one because I like to keep it a long time.
Yeah.
And people tried to ask me to help them move
Oh,
for the other truck. Very rare, extremely. This one, forget it. It's like such a small bed, and it's got like lights, and it's got outlets in it. And no, it's not a moving truck.
I always thought that my friends with the trucks were there for a reason, and that was for moving.
Small things.
Yeah.
Very small
I
things.
mean, I prefer to get a rider anyway, or U-Haul, because it's $14.
Yes, exactly.
And the insurance is only that much.
And why inconvenience for your friends?
Yeah.
Hey, we're doing pretty good. It's only 9 o'clock. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. On to number 5, wrath. Kind of self-explanatory. Who, with a free pass, you get to just ball up a fist. I don't care if you are a pacifist.
Yeah.
And just punch somebody right in the mush.
It's not really one specific person, but it's
about a type of person?
people that don't respond to your email or text
Eh.
or respond knowing that they could respond with an answer that alleviates any anxiety amongst the response. I mean, it starts with bookers, but goes with anybody. When you email and say, hey, I'd love to work at your club. Here's some specific avails. Let me know if any of them work out. And you just never hear back from people.
People that leave you hanging.
Right. And so when I was a booker, I mean, I still am, but when I was booking, producing 50 shows a week, booking 10,000 comedians a year. And I responded to every email. It might be 3 weeks late, but some weeks I got 10,000 emails.
Right.
But I would take the time and make sure I responded to every email. And if it was, sorry, I can't use you for this, but thank you, and I'll keep you in mind for the future. Right? It was always a response.
Was that a template response?
It wasn't a template. I always wrote everything. But my boss always say, just respond with a template. I'm like, well, it's not personal, and I always end up changing everything anyways. Because I know pretty much everyone that I talk to, and I watch their videos and stuff.
You have too much goddamn integrity.
Well, I just want to be treated. I want to be treated the way, and that's karma. I believe totally in karma.
Hey, listen, my social media promos said you're an all around good guy in show business and in life. Trust me, I know this about you. I'm not surprised at hearing this. Okay, I'm not surprised. All right, let's move on because I got to get you the hell out of here.
Yeah.
On to 6. Envy, life swap. Okay, who would you love to be? Who would you love to have their life, even if it was for an hour or a day?
Sure.
Or forever.
There's a lot of people that I would like to experience. I'd like to experience like in one day in the life of, right? I mean, there's a lot of people of
Joe Rogan.
No. He
seems to have very busy days.
Yeah, I'd be more of the Seth Rogen type. I want to do something positive with my time, but still have a good time. I'm not saying Joe Rogan doesn't, but I see myself more form-fitting to something of that character, or maybe like a Snoop or something.
Oh yeah. Well, and Snoop gets a lot done in a day too.
Oh,
but
yeah.
He gets driven around everywhere.
Oh, sure. I would.
He chain smokes giant blunts and gets driven around everywhere. So
yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna say Snoop Dogg. I like the idea of Snoop Dogg. If not you, then me.
I like both of them together. If you ever seen that, there's a couple videos of Snoop and
Joe
and Seth Rogen.
Oh God, yeah, I saw one.
Where Seth Rogen teaches him how to make like a cross joint.
Right.
Yeah.
And he calls him nephew the whole time. It's hilarious. Okay. And finally, pride. Pride. What is the one thing that you are proudest of?
I am most proud of my family connections. And I mean, like, the bond that I have with my family. I mean, growing up, we were kind of all over the place. And
transplants.
Yeah, transplants. But more so, it was like a dysfunctional household, mental illness we grew up with in our family that we still deal with. But we learned, a lot of people who grew up like we did would maybe be more aggressive and negative in their lives because that's what they saw. Mm-hmm. But me and my siblings and my family, my parents, we've all separated from that and grew positively, and
which is remarkable.
Communicate well. It is remarkable. It's very difficult, and I hope someday that I can be in a relationship with a significant other that is has an open communication and positive progression. And I feel like a lot of the relationships I've had haven't been that, which is,
preach.
Yeah.
And communication is tough because it is a two-way street, and you can be good at it, but they might have a problem with it. But hey, we're all looking for that, and it's extraordinary that you guys came out as well as you did.
Yeah.
Because we all know at least a dozen each train wreck stories.
Yeah.
Of nicer situations even. I could have survived that in a week. It was nothing. I could deal with that all day long. But, okay, well, you fared very, very well, sir.
Oh, thank you kindly.
I appreciate you enduring the 7 deadly questions.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And it was my pleasure to have you. Now, this will be your opportunity to shamelessly plug where you're going to be appearing.
Oh, man.
Because we're going to take it home.
If you go, I'll be all over the country, East Coast. I'm here in Florida till September 2nd. I will be in Reno that week at the Laugh Factory, starting September 3rd. Then Philadelphia starting September 10th. New York, I'll be at the Broadway Comedy Club October 12th, amongst other places in New York. You could check all of the dates out at comiccure.com. And if you want to learn stand-up,
New York, huh?
yeah, if you want to learn stand-up, I also teach it to people all over the country. We do FaceTime sessions. We do it in person when I am in town. And if you've ever thought about it, or if you're a comic and you want to brush up on your writing skills and stuff and just take a step back and reorganize, which as a producer, I found so many celebrity comedians
Don't let
always
your
going
ego
back.
get in your way, okay?
Yeah.
Like I said, I took Mike Panzica's class because I was running into a dead end with writing segments and bits and cold opens. I was running into a dead end. I was coming up with blanks.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do something to stimulate my creative. I was like, what's that? Stand-up class. So don't let your ego get into it. Trust me, I got an ego. Don't let it get in your way. Go learn.
Go learn.
Go learn.
And if you have a good class, I'll come take it.
Yeah, there you go. See, he doesn't let the ego get in the way. He's willing to learn. All right, so you're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
Okay, and you're about to go be somewhere
and my
else.
Instagram is at Richy Leis, RICHYLEIS.
Is that the only one you're...
YouTube. No, it's Richy Leis at any social media platform, but Richard is Richy Leis on YouTube. Check out my my YouTube. I just recently started in the last month.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Subscribe, follow, like, all those nice things that you do for me, all 283 of you. We're up to 283. Man.
Mazel
I got
tov.
203 subscribers. Might even pick up a couple more now that you've introduced us to L.A. We're sweeping L.A. coast to coast. Okay. Well, once again, thank you so much for coming
pleasure.
on.
Thanks for having me.
I always appreciate it. And
Yeah.
you're always welcome to come here. Just like any stage that Seinfeld might want to hit at any time, you are welcome to come and walk right in and sit down at any time. You just let me know.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I know I appreciate you. It's Richy Leis. Richy Leis here on the Gonzo Radio Show. Say bye to the nice people.
Bye, nice people.
All right, and of course, you guys can catch me, Gonzo Radio Podcast, at Gonzo Radio Podcast on the Instagrams, at Gonzo Radio Show on Twitter. You can also go to the Gonzo Radio group and the Gonzo Radio fan page on Facebook. And I'm running. Oh, and we're on Spreaker, Podbean, and SoundCloud for your audio. In case you want to drive and you want to listen, then we're there for you too. And those will be posted up probably before I go to bed tonight. So on behalf of myself and Richie, thank you very, very much for watching. We'll see you again next week, bright and early, 8 p.m. Monday night here on the Gonzo Radio Show. Let's start a little show ender.
For Gonzo Radio, this is Super Time 6000 2015 for Gonzo Television Station. You're coming to the greater Sandusky, Ohio area. This is Pirate Bill, and this is Frank Welker saying, watch Transformers.